morning, everyone. Can you hear me? It is now 11:30. Good morning. Welcome to our May board meeting of the Environmental Facilities Corporation. Today is Thursday, May 13th, 2021. Chairperson Stefanko, if I may call the roll, please.
Yes, please. Thank you, Thomas.
Sure. Jeffrey Stefanko.
Here.
Mr. Sokol.
Here.
Mr. Leary.
Here.
Mr. Corcoran.
Here, Counselor.
And we do not have Ms. DeMarquis just yet and Mr. Krasansky. Nevertheless, we do have an established quorum. Chairperson Stefanko, the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you.
For the record, I think Vita just joined.
All right. Ms. DeMarquis, we were just taking roll, and we see that you're present. Please confirm. Can't hear us?
I'm going to pop out and come back in. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can't hear you and I apologize. I'll pop back in.
Okay, we'll mark you present. Thank you. Mr. Chair, do you want to proceed or do you want to wait for Mr. Markey?
I'm ready to proceed. Yeah, that's fine. First item on the agenda is the approval of the draft minutes from the April 8, 2021 board meeting. Could I have a motion for approval, please?
So reviewed and approved. I make a motion to approve.
Great.
I can second that motion.
Thank you. Unless there's any further discussion on the minutes, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Next item is report of the chair. I do not have anything to report, although it's nice to see what seems like the full team here. Great to see all the new faces. The next item is the president's report. Joe, do you have a report today?
I do, Jeff. Thank you. Good morning, members, colleagues, and those watching at home. Positive things to report today. We conducted, since our last meeting, a virtual all-staff town hall where we spent 2 hours getting to know each other better, responding to many open questions, issues, providing some insight as to the evolution of the organization, what we've been going through. I found it extremely helpful and constructive. Feedback has been positive from the EFC team, and of the many takeaways, one certainly will be to do more of that, and by that I mean communicating. So we will. So it was a good time. The 2 hours flew by, and it really was good for me to have a chance to engage directly with the entire team. I can report out on our recruitment efforts. Folks know where we have been building capacity over the last 3+ months. We are in final interview phase for our new CFO. We are very pleased with the diversity of talent that expressed interest in coming to work for us. And we hopefully by next meeting will have something to report on about our next team member. And speaking of team members, Thomas, it's good to see you formally in your new post, and good to see our friend Kate Howard standing by at the ready if I screw something up that Thomas isn't aware that I screwed up yet. So I'm glad to see you. We also are bolstering our financial shop, amongst others, but we've made some significant progress in a financial shop. We'll be hiring 3 new analysts. I'm happy to say, and I don't think I'm getting out ahead, that of the 3 new analysts, we'll have a new team member coming in from the outside, but we were able to provide 2 opportunities for 2 extraordinary team members in finance for internal promotions. That makes me happy nearly as much as I believe it makes our 2 team members happy, who will be getting an opportunity to spread their wings a little bit. Yesterday, members, the governor announced a couple of positive things. Our engineering planning grant program. We awarded yesterday $2.95 million to help 58 municipalities pay for the initial critical planning for water quality projects. This year, to get more projects prepared for construction, we invested nearly an additional $1 million to the plan $2 million. Each grant will fund up to, as you know, $100,000 of engineering and planning costs. We find this program critical for the health of our projects that come out of it, to make them better projects and to move the projects more quickly and get the investments where they're needed. It's anticipated that these projects undertaken after the engineering reports are completed, of course, will include a wide variety of work from sewer collection systems, repairing them, installing disinfection equipment, connecting areas with failing on-site septic systems to public sewers, and obviously will lead to a reduction of pathogens, nitrogen, and phosphorus entering water bodies. This is a strong program with a good track record, and as long as we can, we're going to keep making investments in it because we believe they're strategic investments that pay off at the end for our communities. EPG began in 2012 and has funded nearly 463 projects, of which led to nearly $700 million in clean water state revolving fund loans. So I think the metrics are clear and it's successful. So kudos to the team on the governor's announcement for that yesterday. Further, the Green Innovation Grant Program awarded $17 million in grant funding to 20 projects in support of improving water quality, mitigating the effects of climate change through the implementation of green stormwater infrastructure, as well as energy and water efficiencies projects. Since this project was conceived and brought to bear in 2009, we've dispersed over nearly $130 million to fund 187 of these projects. We do believe that after 12 years of success, we should take a hard look to ensure that there's evolution in this program to meet the needs and to stay within the spirit of the mission as this program was conceived. So much like all of our other programs, we are taking a deep dive into that one to see how we can make it better and make it better for the 21st century. I'd like to talk a little bit about environmental justice in my report. August last year, you may or may not remember, the governor asked agencies and authorities to consider options to begin addressing the improvement of communities around the state identified as environmental justice areas, or EJ areas, as we like to call them. Immediately, the EFC team jumped on it, prioritized funding towards EJ communities, and you heard that in the recently announced EPG and GIGP programs. In fact, 70% of the GIG programs the governor announced yesterday were awarded to projects that will impact these communities in a positive way. In October 2020, we modified, as you all remember, modified the clean water and drinking water hardship policies for the base SRF financial assistance program to establish a financial incentive for communities to remedy the drinking water and wastewater issue identifying these EJ areas. It's an important issue, and I'd like to talk a little bit more about it, but I'm going to turn it over to our Chief Operations Officer, Molly Larkin, to talk about the activities to support the EJ communities in a little bit more detail. Molly, if you will.
Thank you, Joe. So again, exciting initiative and new policies for EJ communities, but a little more in depth about it is basically for the communities that otherwise do not qualify for the under the old hardship program, where they had a higher median household income or a low poverty rate. We re-identified that where no less than 50% of the proposed project scope that was going to be funded through the SRF program was able to protect, have a cost benefit, or enhance an identified EJ area. And again, these EJ areas are as defined by DEC's EJ map that can be found online. The community would qualify for the zero interest rate long-term loan, similar to the hardship program that we have historically had, and then also providing a substantial savings to the community to begin to remedy these EJ problems around the state and save money as they had previously not had access to under the previous program. EFC has finalized the questionnaire that we created to elicit the information and obtain the interest from identified candidate communities for their project to pursue this new financial incentive. And we will be sharing the document next week, which we're very excited about. We are scheduling the calls with those to encourage interest, and we should be receiving that information back prior to the next board meeting to hopefully be able to report out on it. Additionally, as part of that, we were able to secure a professional consulting engineering firm, Arcadis, to help undertake value engineering as part of these projects, so that for each proposed project related to this initiative, we can ensure a cost-effective solution is identified, and where possible improvements and cost reductions are available for the candidate community, they can accept those changes as part of the assistance that we have for those EJ communities.
Thank you, Molly. I'd just like to, the final bit on my report for the board is to just inform the board, let you know how proud you should be of your team at EFC. I continue to challenge them every day to step up their game, to be prepared for the resources that are coming our way, and to do a better job. I like to talk about it going from being really good to being great, and everyone is stepping up. I'm proud of them, and you should be proud of them. You are representing, they are representing you well as board members, and they are, I'm an old timer. I've been around state government a long time, and not everyone steps up to the plate when you ask them to pitch hit. But this team continues to do it day in and day out, and I remain proud to lead them. And you should rest assured that they are, in fact, representing you well with our stakeholders, our partners, and our communities. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Joe and Molly.
Mr. Chair, if I just could take a second to recognize Mr. Krasinski as present in the meeting. Thank you.
Hi, Charlie. All right. We had no committees this month and no unfinished business that I'm aware of. Without further ado, we'll move right into the resolutions. Thomas, why don't you start with number 1, please?
Absolutely. A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation amending the prior authorizations for financial assistance to be provided by the corporation to certain recipients in connection with the Clean Water State Revolving Fund.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Thanks, Jim. How about a second?
I can second that.
I think that was Roger. Thank you. Audra.
Okay, we have 2 projects under this resolution. The first one you see there is the village of Castleton on Hudson, a clean water project located in Rensselaer County. This one is seeking both a funding increase and a modification of the project scope. They are working on wastewater treatment plant upgrades. The scope is being amended to include upgrades to the existing ultraviolet disinfection system. The project is moving along. We are dispersing currently, that have been in recently. So, it's moving along. It would be an increase in market rate funding for them. And there is also grant funding associated with this. You've previously approved a WIA grant. We first closed the project in 2018. And then the second project that is included in this resolution, also a clean water project, will be for Tupper Lake in Franklin County. Next slide. There we go. Back one. There we go. This is for a funding increase. They are working on wastewater treatment plant and sanitary sewer improvements as described in the summary. And this would be an increase in 0% financing. They qualified for hardship. There's also WIA grant that the board has previously approved associated with this financing. This project also is currently moving and working. They've come in for disbursements very recently. And again, we've also closed this one in 2018. So that's when the board first took action on it. So those are the two projects for this resolution.
Thank you, Audrey. Any comments or questions for Audra? Great. Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. I think that was unanimous. We'll move to resolution number 2.
Resolution number 2, a resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation making certain determinations and authorizing certain actions in connection with the Clean Water State Revolving Fund and authorizing financial assistance payments to certain municipalities to fund eligible clean water projects from funds appropriated from the New York State Water Infrastructure Improvement Act.
Okay. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Thank you. Tim?
Great. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, good morning, and hope everyone is doing well on this fine May day. As you heard from Thomas, this is the first time that the board is seeing us modify the way we're presenting resolutions for clean water projects and WIA. We're trying to make it a little easier, a little more straightforward, so you'll see for the first time when we bring a project to you for WIA and SRF, it'll be in one shot, so we don't have to do it in 2 different resolutions. So we hope that you find that that works. 3 projects before the board today for a total of just over $40 million worth of authorization. First one, City of Ogdensburg in St. Lawrence. You can see wonderful map right on the border with Canada. $18,075,738 in financial assistance split between interest-free and market rate for the second chunk of money that we're providing to the City of Ogdensburg for a full plant rebuild of their wastewater treatment plant. They're also putting in a new SCADA system, UV disinfection. This project is being driven by a DEC consent order. And any questions on that? Okay. The next project, Village of Suffern in Rockland County on the border of New Jersey, right? So we're going from one border to another here. $6,751,000 worth of SRF financing and an award of a $2.25 million WIA grant that was awarded in December of 2019. Another project subject to a DEC consent order, doing another full plant rebuild, installing UV disinfection. They are on the Ramapo River, which is subject to flooding, and they are building a flood wall to protect that the treatment plant to the 100-year flood event. Any questions on that? Fantastic. Last project this morning, Village of Waverly, which is on the Pennsylvania border. Right, so we're just going all around the perimeter of the state. They are in the Chesapeake Basin. They are completed with their project. They're going long term. They qualify for hardship. They are it's $11,650,922 in long-term interest-free financing. We are also layering in their $1,494,536 WIA grant. Instead of making them close earlier with that, we're layering in now. Full plant rebuild. They're targeting nitrogen and phosphorus to meet the Chesapeake Bay limits, and this was driven by a DEC species permit modification. I have nothing further.
Thanks a lot, Tim. I appreciate it. Any discussion? All right.
Could I just add on the city of Ogdensburg, we know that this is a larger project for them. And I just wanted to speak a little bit to, this is the second piece of cash flow financing that we're bringing to them for this larger project. And we've spoken with them, several times. They are looking at ways to, trim the budget. We will close it only for the tighter number that they need. And they also are looking at some other revenue options. One of the pieces that they're adding is a revenue station that will bring in revenue, each year, so they can offset, hopefully, the rate increases, which they will have to do rate increases, in order to afford this project. So, they are conscious of the fact that it's larger for them, and they are looking into, all the avenues of affordability. So I just wanted to make that point, and I didn't know if there was further questions on that.
Thank you. Audra, thank you for there's so many projects, but thanks for being so diligent. Those are good catches, and I'm sure, they appreciate the assistance as well.
And there is on that project, $10 million of grant already that the state has put in. And there's a $5 million WIA grant, which, we have awarded and you guys have approved. And there's also DEC has put in WQIP grant of $5 million on the project.
Great. Thank you. All right. If there's nothing further, all those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, none opposed. Resolution number 3.
Resolution number 3, a resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation making certain determinations and authorizing certain actions in connection with the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund and authorizing financial assistance payments to certain municipalities to fund eligible drinking water projects from funds appropriated from the New York State Water Infrastructure Improvement Act.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And I can second that. This is Roger.
Thank you, Roger. I think Francis. David.
Okay, hello, everyone. We have 11 projects here under this resolution, and as Tim said earlier, for clean water, this resolution now includes slides for both drinking water, SRF funds, and WIA funds. So as I said, we have 11 projects, so if anyone has questions, feel free to stop me in between each one or wait until the end, whatever's easier. So the first one is a project for the town of Campbell in Steuben County. And this includes short-term interest-free BWSRF financing, as well as a WIA grant. The project includes a new well and approximately 17,000 linear feet of a water main extension to provide public water service to currently unserved areas. The extension will provide public water to over 100 residential properties currently served by insufficient private wells. And it will also connect and consolidate 10 existing public water systems that have water quality issues. These 10 systems include a mobile home park, a school, a campground, a gas station, and a rest stop. Okay, next project. Any questions on that? The next one is for the Livingston County Water and Sewer Authority. This project is receiving a short-term interest-free financing, short-term market rate financing, in a 2019 WIA grant. This project includes improvements to reduce total trihalomethanes, or TTHMs. It's being driven by an EPA administrative order for the TTHM exceedance, in violation of the Stage 2 disinfection and disinfection byproducts rule. The project will install new storage tank mixing and aeration systems, as well as chlorination system upgrades, which will increase tank turnover, thereby reducing stagnant water, which will reduce the TTHMs. The project also includes new water main and distribution improvements in the Groveland area, which will eliminate dead ends and improve water quality to the customers in that area. It also includes connection and consolidation of the American rock salt system, which is a existing regulated public water system that is currently served from the village of Mount Morris, but connecting the ARS system into the county system will it'll enable the ARS system to be served more efficiently and eliminate the need for pumping to serve that system. Also, the additional demands from the ARS system will help the county system by increasing tank turnover and reducing water age in the county system. So this project also includes a new elevated tank to improve pressures. It includes new control system, which will allow remote monitoring and control of the system and increase operational efficiency. And it will replace aged and failing water meters. Next one, please. Okay, the next project is for the town of Wallkill in Orange County. This is a long-term interest-free financing, and this project was a storm mitigation loan program project. The project provided resiliency and redundancy for the towns of Wallkill, the city of Middletown, and the village of Goshen, the construction of interconnections between those three systems. So we now have an interconnection between Wallkill and Goshen and two interconnections between Wallkill and Middletown. So this now allows any of those three systems to be able to provide water to any of the other two in case of emergencies within any of the systems. And this was project was driven by the town of Wallkill's need for redundancy due to extreme weather events, especially Hurricane Sandy. Okay, the next one is for the Garden City Park Water District in Nassau County. This is receiving 2019 Emerging Contaminants WIA grant. This project is for design and construction of a new AOP system, advanced oxidation, and a granular activated carbon or GAC system to remove 1,4-dioxane, PFOA, and PFOS from existing well number 9 at plant number 9. Okay, the next one is the Manhasset Lakeville Water District in Nassau County, receiving a 2018 EC WIA grant. This project also includes a new AOP system, a new GAC system, to remove 1,4-dioxane and PFOA and OS. It also includes a new ion exchange system to remove nitrate. All these new treatment systems will be for existing well number 2 at the Shelter Rock Road plant. And the project also includes installation of a new well to replace the existing well number 1, which has been structurally compromised. The next one is for the village of New Paltz in Ulster County, receiving a 2019 WIA grant. Your question? Oh, okay. This project includes the installation of approximately 18,000 linear feet of new water mains, including hydrants, valves, and services, to replace water mains and appurtenances, including lead service lines that are over 100 years old. This system had significant water loss due to the age of the pipes, due to leakage and breaks. And so this project will replace all of the water main in the system that is that severely aged main, and it will significantly reduce the water losses. The next project is for the city of Rochester, Monroe County, receiving a 2019 WIA grant. This project is for replacement of existing lead service lines and galvanized service lines on several city streets throughout the city of Rochester. includes a total of over 200 services that will be replaced. And this is part of a recent multi-year effort by the city to replace lead service line. The next project is for the Rosalind Water District in Nassau County. This includes a new AOP system and a new GAC system to remove 1,4-dioxane, PFOA, and PFOS from existing well number 4. And this project includes the construction of a new building to house those systems, as well as the treatment systems themselves. And we have a project for the village of South Blooming Grove in Orange County, which will be receiving 2019 WIA grant. This project includes a new treatment plant at the Marywold Wellfield, which will include an updated chlorination system and a new system to remove iron and manganese. This new treatment system will allow the village to put an existing well back into service that is currently out of service due to the elevated iron and manganese levels, and will provide additional source redundancy for the village. The next project is for the city of Syracuse on Onondaga County. This project is receiving a 2019 WIA grant. This project is for the replacement of a tank roof at one of the tanks at the Morningside Reservoir. This is for the middle tank. The site contains 3 tanks. The roof collapsed on the middle tank in March 2018. And because of the way that the middle tank and the south tank are hydraulically connected, both of those tanks had to be taken out of service in order to repair the middle tank. So in addition to the new roof, the project improves piping upgrades for all 3 tanks so that they can be isolated and used individually or all together or any combination. And it also includes chlorination system upgrades and security upgrades, including fencing, cameras, and lighting upgrades. And finally, we have a project for the West Hempstead Water District in Nassau County, receiving a 2019 EC WIA grant. This project includes a new AOP system to remove 1,4-dioxane and a new GAC system to remove Freon, which is a regulated principal organic contaminant. And both these systems will treat water from both wells 7.1 and 7.2. I believe that's it for this.
Thank you, Dave. Any questions or comments? Excellent. All right. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Unanimous. Resolution number 4.
Sure. Resolution number 4. A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation authorizing financial assistance payments to selected municipalities to fund eligible intermunicipal water infrastructure projects from funds appropriated for the Clean Water Infrastructure Act of 2017.
Thank you, Thomas. I have a motion, please.
This is Roger. I can make that motion.
Thank you, Roger.
Second.
Thank you. David, again, hopefully you got some water, because that was a long one on resolution number 3.
Okay, one more. This is a project for the Wayne County Water and Sewer Authority 2019 Interim Municipal Grant. And the project is for construction of a new 2 million gallon regional water storage tank and associated pumping, distribution, and transmission improvements, which will serve 6 communities in Wayne County. It also includes approximately 80,000 feet of new and replacement water mains, which will interconnect these communities to form a regional system, which will provide each of the communities with source redundancy, improve pressure, and will just overall provide better water water quality and better service to each of these communities.
Thank you. Okay. Any comments, questions? Excellent. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, unanimous. Our last resolution is resolution number 5.
All right, resolution number 5, our final resolution of the day. A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation authorizing certain officers and employees of the corporation to undertake certain banking transactions with appropriate financial institutions.
Thank you, Thomas. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Francis.
I'll second.
Thank you, Charlie. Albert?
All right. So before the board, we have an updated banking resolution, which is substantially the same as the resolution that was passed in September of 2020. The changes are to align the titles in the resolution to the current title for the corporation, specifically with regards to the senior vice president title and the secretary title.
Okay, is there anything further on that from anyone? Great. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Outstanding. Unanimous. Okay, does anyone have anything further before we ask for adjournment?
Thomas, well done.
Yes, thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
All right, that's outstanding. So before we adjourn, our next meeting will be on Thursday, June 3, 2021 at 12. Prior to that, we will have a governance committee meeting at 11. Again, if you have questions, obviously reach out to Thomas or myself or anyone at EFC. I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Thank you. I think that was Francis.
Second.
Thank you for the second. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.